Check, check. Hey, how's everybody doing? Good.
Yeah.
My name's Hunter. Most of you know me, and I'd like to take this moment to apologize for that. I'm usually the back there, running soundboards, so this is different for me. I'm used to seeing the back of all your heads. I'm not sure which I prefer. Danny, I'm talking to you, brother. I'm sorry. I almost didn't make it tonight. On Wednesday, I was diagnosed with the flu, so surprise, you're all infected. I'm just kidding. I'm not contagious anymore. But if you're really desperate, and you want a week off of school, I'll cough on you after the show and see if we can make something happen. My parents were on the phone with me the other day and they said, "You were the happiest flu patient we've ever seen." Take pride in that. I like to have a positive outlook on life. Or it could be all the drugs they have me on. I've got cough syrup that's got narcotics in it. It gets crazy up in here. It's nuts. So, when I was diagnosed, the doctor gave me a mask, and I was like, "What's this for?" He said, "You wear it." I said, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yeah." So, I put it on. And if any of you are introverted, take my advice. You don't want people touching you, being around you, put on one of these. That's your cue. Oh my goodness. I walked into Kroger to get my medicine. And I had that on, and people were like I got the plague. And I go and sit down in the waiting area, and as soon as my butt hits that chair, back gets up. On the other side of me, a guy sitting in the chair starts scooting over like this. Jeez, calm down. But yeah, I figured I'd tell you a little bit about me tonight. I grew up in Mount Juliet. Is anybody from Mount Juliet?
Woo, yeah.
Woo, go Bears.
Wildcats.
Get out. Something I noticed about Mount Juliet High School, and it probably happened in your high school too, is there's a lot of people who think they live on a farm. They walk into school and strut in, got that skinny jeans on, got that flannel long sleeve, 10-gallon hat, belt buckle the size of your face. See these people in the hallway, and you're like, "Hey man, how are you?" "Howdy." Okay, like you live in a subdivision. You may have been a farm once. But right now, you go night-night to a lovely two-story colonial. You knew these people. They always drove the big old diesel trucks. And I got nothing against trucks, but you're in high school. What are you hauling? Girls? Right. I hate to break it to you, Slim, but I can fit 3 girls in my little Mustang, and that's about all I need. 3 voices screaming, "You're going too fast! You're going to kill us!" That's all I need. I don't need any more than that. It's fine. When I lived in Mount Juliet, I taught swim lessons to children. I did that for 6 years. And if any of you want to work with children or feel the calling into children's ministry, take my advice and don't. Children are a blessing, but they say some dumb things. I always wore a baseball cap to keep the sun out of my eyes, and I would hear this weekly. "Mr. Hunter, your hat's getting wet." Really? We're in a pool, ding dong. Stuff's gonna get wet. We'll go jump in the deep end. "But I can't swim." I know that too. I know that. I also worked at Lifeway, which was fun. If any of you haven't had the chance to work retail, I suggest you do so. Some crazy stuff goes on in retail. I wasn't working this day, but a dude came in yelling, "I'm Jesus Christ!" I had a hard time with that. Nowhere in Revelation does it say that the second coming happens in a bookstore in Tennessee. Maybe I misread. So this was happening when I would work, and it happened all the time. We'd get the old ladies to come in. And I thought old people were supposed to be sweet. They're mean. They'd always pick me to help them. I guess I've got a face that says, "I've yet to be yelled at." This woman comes in, we're playing Lecrae over the loud system. She wasn't happy. She come in wagging that finger.
"What is this filth? Where's your manager? This is not Christian music, this is Satan."
I Did what anybody would do. Handed her a hymnal, tried to calm her down. Fanned her with a King James Bible. I love working at Lifeway though. It was in the Providence Shopping Center, so I could zippity-doo-dah over to Chick-fil-A for lunch like a good Christian.
Amen.
Chick-fil-A is awesome, right? They got good food, but they have overly complicated names for their food. Think about it. Waffle fries. Just fries isn't enough? Waffle fries makes it sound like you can eat them for breakfast. Well, I needed that excuse, right? Hunter, at 7 in the morning, are you eating French fries? They're waffle fries! They're great with syrup, or ketchup, whichever you prefer. You got ice cream. Sounds like a song off Disney's Frozen. I get a brain freeze every time I eat one of those. So ain't nothing dreamy about it. More like a nice nightmare. Love Chick-fil-A. Had my heart broken there once. Serious. I walked in, there's a girl, she's a cashier. She was black, man. I walk in, I get my food, I knew she's in. She'd do this. You ready? I'd say thank you. She'd say, my pleasure. If that ain't love, y'all, I don't know what is. And one day it all went off the rails. I was standing there waiting on a nice nightmare. The guy comes up, get his lemonade refilled. She's dealing with him. He says, thank you. She says, my pleasure. I was distraught. I didn't know what to do. She handed me back my ice nightmare. I took it. Says, thank you. She goes, my pleasure. Is it? Ah, brain freeze. Injury to insult right there. But despite that, I still love Chick-fil-A. My family really loves Chick-fil-A. This is a true story. My aunt eats Chick-fil-A for every meal. And I know what you're asking me right now. Isn't Chick-fil-A closed on Sundays? She's got a solution to that. On Saturday, she goes and buys extra, puts it in the refrigerator, eats it up on Sunday. That's dedication! Dude, I admire that. Wouldn't be able to do it though, eat the same thing every day. There's side effects to that kind of stuff, but you know, she's proud of it. It's what got her in the club. Did you know there's a club? Me neither. So she showed me the card, the Chick-fil-A A-list. It's real, look this up. You get it for spending X number of dollars at Chick-fil-A, it's like a reward club. I still think the A stands for addict, and the card is their way of saying, you need help. They're going to make a documentary about you. But now I live here in Cookville, Cook Vegas. A lot of cool stuff that goes on here. We got Ralph's, we got Cream City, we got the highest number of sports cars per capita, and the smell of Axe body spray and tears in every engineering building. Tennessee Tech is a great school, but it's expensive. It's to the point now that I cross the road without looking. Free tuition! If you're going to do that, make sure you're not jumping out in front of a Prius. Instead of free tuition, you're going to be paying for a guy's total vehicle. Another great thing we have at Tennessee Tech is Chi Alpha. I don't know if you've heard of it. Wow, great. Y'all very aware. We're going to Tanzania this summer. It's a great opportunity. We'd love it if you came with us. But next summer, I hear we're going to Australia, which I'm really excited about, because I speak fluent Australian. Koala. Dingo. Hugh Jackman. Really pumped. Think about all the parables you could tell those Australian people, you know? Listen, Mike, the love of Jesus is like a boomerang. You can throw it, it'll come right back to you. Are you going to catch it? You're going to let it hit you in the face, mate. What are you going to do? We're going to go to Scotland. Those guys are pretty evangelical already. Not much we can do there. I've talked to a lot of Scottish missionaries, and they all do the same thing. You can ask them. They'll say, hey, what do you do to serve the kingdom? Well, I play the first verse of Amazing Grace on bagpipes over and over again, and then I walk away so the music gets quieter. And they're walking for that. Everybody's got their calling, man. Everybody's got their calling. Jesus' disciples had their calling. He said, I'll make you fishers of men, and they just dropped everything and went with him. What they don't tell you about is the first disciple Jesus tried to recruit. He was a fisherman. He walked up to him, went something like this. Hey? Hey? You know who I am? Hey, you're Jesus, right? Yeah. Why don't you come follow me? I don't think so, man. It's a good fishing day. Fish will really bite. Yeah? Not anymore. Needless to say, he revised his tactics before meeting Peter and Andrew. Oh, by the way, if you want to look that up in the Bible, it's in the book of Jeff, chapter 1, my favorite chapter. Best book in the Bible, Jeff. So, I like to look at the life of Jesus from a different perspective. I like to focus on the in-between moments. The Bible talks about all the pivotal moments, but I like to think about the in-between moments. It's estimated that Jesus and his disciples walked 3,000 miles during their 3-year ministry. 3,000 miles in sandals in the desert. My feet hurt after 15 minutes of walking on campus, and I have gel inserts. I like to imagine one of these days Jesus is walking, he stops, sits down, he goes, "Peter." By the way, he has a British accent. That's what they do in all the movies and TV shows. Have you noticed that? They always give him British accents, like Middle Easterners, British accents. What's that about? I don't know. But Peter. Yes, Jesus. Come here. Yes, how are you? I need you to rub this bump on my foot. Oh, no, I can't do that. No, sorry. Come on, Peter. It really hurts. I need you to rub it for me. Jesus, I've just got this thing with feet. I can't handle it, so I'm going to have to pass. Come on, it'll just take a minute. It's really hurting. You've been walking all day. You're going to have to get one of the other guys to do it. And that was the day that Peter denied Jesus 3 times. My name's Hunter. Thank you. Good night.